good. Boom. And my business partner is good. So, hey, everybody, welcome. Happy Sunday. I know a few folks are jumping on. It's good to see all your amazing, wonderful, lovely faces. Um, we are launching our first ever State of the Union address for the Underdog Millionaire Business Accelerator, fulfilling exactly what we said we were going to do, doing it, and then demonstrating it and sharing it with the family. That is definitely the definition of commitment, right? So today we're going to share and drop some things with you. If you're taking notes, you might want to write that one down first, because commitment is doing the thing or the things you said you were going to do long after the moment, the feeling, or the emotion in which you said it in has left you. So we're going to jump in and have a wonderful blast today. I know we have some of our folks, our friends in the Underdog Millionaire group, because we're streaming this live now inside the group. And those of you who are here live, you have the ability to connect and interact with us. We'll, towards the end, we'll have some questions to ask, to share. I know some of you are new to UMBA, some of the guests, so welcome. Hello, we get to see each and every one of you. And some of you are already in the UMBA program, so welcome. Congratulations to everyone here. I'm going to set a few ground rules or fun rules before we jump into it. I love to share and have fun and participate. I'm kind of comical like that. For those of you who know me, know that's how I am most of the way. Good to see you, John. Look at that beautiful face. He shaved all his hair off. Look, he's going to be my new twin. I love it. So uh, if you get excited about anything when we're talking, if you either you can laugh with me or laugh at my jokes or laugh at me, then you can choose to laugh or use this emoji, especially for those of you who are hiding behind a camera right now. It's all good. I know you might be busy. It's Sunday. Some of you might be cooking. I just finished cooking like the biggest pot of curry you can ever see. It's huge. We can literally feed about 40 people with what I just cooked, because my wife loves curry, and I figured I'm gonna cook curry for her so she don't have to worry and bother me for like, you know, a week or so. And I just did the same thing like a few days ago. So everybody ate it out. That's why Dr. O don't like to cook so much, because then my wife starts saying, no, no, not too much. And I'm never going to start a food business, because I'd be out of business in like 5 days eating most of it myself, because my food tastes so good. I'm not lying. Ask Afia. She can vouch for me. So that's one of my corny jokes. You can either, it makes me feel good. If you laugh, it makes me think you're laughing with me, even if you're laughing at me. It's okay. All right. So if you have a question, you can raise your hand just like this. Or actually, no, no. If you have a question, you raise this hand, you raise that hand, the second one. So when you raise that hand, it tells us you have a question. And better or so, you can write your question down in the comments. We'll scroll back through. We'll get to it. We'll answer those questions for you. If something surprised you, don't just let it surprise you. Show us a surprising face like, oh my gosh, Dr. O, that's crazy. That's insane what you're doing. And if you just love what we're saying, feel free to participate and show us some love, show us some hearts. You can either get on screen and do this, or you can do the little hearts right there. Why am I doing this? Because sometimes when we're not interacting, or just if you feel one of those moments, something just went off in your head, like bam, 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 you can throw the confetti just right there. Right. So we love to have fun, as you can see. And if I'm boring you at all, then you do this one. You just get on and go like this. Right. So I know you're just practicing, John, but I know I didn't bore you just yet. It's only been literally like a minute and a half into the thing. But thank you for participating. So we're gonna have some fun, guys. It's going to be a wonderful day. It gives us a chance to share with you the State of the Union of how we put this whole thing together, how it's going to help us get to a whole other level, how it's going to help you get to another level in your life and your business. For those of you who choose to participate, and even if you don't, this will still give you the chance and the opportunity to get there. Now, for those of you who are watching on Facebook, if you can't use all those emojis that I share with you, you can use the like, love button that's on Facebook that they have. Feel free to tag a friend or invite someone into our community so that they can be blessed too. And now I'm actually fully 100% ready to get started. You guys know why? Because my favorite person in the whole entire world, Mr. Vinny Cochran, just showed up. So now the party's ready to get started, and I can drop my confetti. There he is. Boom, ladies and gentlemen. And I can go, bam, 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 bam. Right. So Vinny's in the house, y'all. This is my favorite person in the world, for those of you who don't know. And before I jump in and share my screen with everything else, I'm just going to www.zipit.com and introduce the coolest, baddest chick on planet Earth when it comes to being a copywriter. Float them out of the space station. When it comes to being a business partner, someone who understands me, because it's really tough to understand Dr. O. It really is at times. Just when you think you understand me, it gets like 10 levels more complicated. We've been working directly together, planning to do this work together for over 4 years. We started working together last year on a different project that did really, really good. She's my sister from a different mister, puts me in a chokehold when I start acting up. None other than Miss Afia Al Faiz, the co-founder and CEO of the Underdog Millionaire Business Accelerator, and your favorite copywriter in the world. Here's the deal. This young lady, for all of you who are already in the UMBA program, and you might have some problems fitting your words in a way that it will communicate and effectively help you close a sale with your client, this is the woman to help you do it. My friend, my sister, my business partner, the one and only Miss Afia Al Faiz.
Thank you so much, Dr. Obom. Hi, everybody. As he said, my name is Afia, and we're super, super excited to get started with everything. One of the main reasons that we do all this comes from our shared passion for helping other people have better lives and higher qualities of life. It aligns with every business that we align with, has that same mission and vision. So we're super, super excited to go over everything with all of you. So this is the Underdog Millionaire Business Accelerator State of the Union address. Yes, it is copied or inspired by the United States of America, and how important it is to be honest with your people and let them know how everything is going, especially in business and especially in internet businesses where it's so easy to hide behind the computer and not be truthful. It's extremely important that we be honest with all of you in terms of where we are and where we're going, because transparency is really the best way to earn and increase trust. And at the end of the day, we want you to trust that we not only know what we're doing, but that we will continue to grow until we get to a place where everything is exactly as we envision it to be. And honestly, so far, we're pretty darn close. So welcome everybody that's coming in right now. You just got epic timing because we're about to get started right now. Dr. Obom, you want to get the party started?
Yeah, absolutely. Put myself up here. Before I actually jump into it, we have a few other folks joining in. I'm going to fix my view here so I can at least see a little bit of you guys, at least speaker view for me. There you go. So
We can't hear you. We can barely hear you.
what about now?
A little better.
Awesome. Okay. So let me fix this here. Is that better? Can everybody hear me much better now? Okay, awesome. Okay, so I'm excited because we're gonna jump right into the State of the Union and just move from here with you guys. This was just something for us as we plan to say, we wanted to share what was important for us and the world in building this business. For those of you who don't know, you're just joining. My name is Dr. Obom Bowen. I have founded over 119 different companies. I literally have sold over 111 of those. Currently still building 8 different companies, including the Underdog Millionaire Business Accelerator. And for those of you, if you want to know more about that after we're done, you can go to the underdogmillionaire.com and learn more there. But today is about this, the chance of us sharing, and we'll show you the topic here. But for me, I've spent 20 years in the United States Marine Corps. That's my background in the military. So I've had a lot of discipline. I was also hospitalized. I was blown up 3 separate times in Iraq. I was married for 14 years for the first time, ended up in a real bad divorce. And because of that, I ended up homeless. I ended up living in my car for 5 years. And that's when I really got introduced to personal development, or as I call self-enlightenment. I've been on this journey now for close to 20 years since then, learning and developing, and every single day choosing to grow. And then I met this young lady, my co-founder and CEO, Miss Afia Al Faiz, almost 5 years ago now, at a business growth development course. And she was just one of the most authentic people. And I knew I wanted to work with her in the future. So I started soliciting the ability to actually work with her together, and says that one day we're going to build something together for people. So we started with another project last year that did very well. But this project this year, the Underdog Millionaire, was founded because we decided to do something and give back, because she was frustrated on one side of the fence. I was frustrated on another side with entrepreneurs, and not just entrepreneurs, but what's happening for entrepreneurs. And we wanted to do something to solve it instead of just sit around and complain about it. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is Miss Afia Al-Faiz. And then I'll just have her say a few things before we jump into the next slide here, which is going to tell you all about why we're here today with our agenda. So Afia?
Absolutely. So again, my name is Afia Al-Fayir. Al-Fayir. I'm already thinking of what I'm going to say. That's how excited I am, everybody. I can't even remember my own name because all I can think about is the business. So I have 20 years of experience in service and analysis, and learned through those experiences that everything that you learn in a traditional job applies to you running your own business. So my mission and my vision for the last few years has been translating those skills into running my own business and helping other people do the same. It's not the same mindset, but it is the same skill set. So that is something that we're helping convey to people. And then at that same business conference where I met Dr. Obom, we are learning about all the different ways that you can accomplish this. So his experiences with my just I don't even have a word for it, just the way that I am with making sure that I do what I'm supposed to do correctly and do it completely. It just creates a huge massive movement that just brings prosperity to everybody. So we're super excited about everything that we're building. So you want to
Awesome.
get started?
Yeah, absolutely. So, everybody, this is our agenda for today. We're going to be telling you guys pretty much how and why we actually launched the Underdog Millionaire Business Accelerator, what worked, what didn't. So you see the agenda here, how we actually sustained organic growth so far, how we literally crushed every goal that we put together, how to actually scale your business using the same model. And we're gonna show and teach and demonstrate that with you, especially for those who decide to join and partner with us, right? So now we're going to teach you the method to generate over $12 million that we plan to do exactly and execute it letter for letter, word for word, step by step, phase by phase within the next 90 days. So then you're going to get a chance to hear live from some of our current clients that are in the program, and what this is doing for them, how you can actually become the next $1 million a year business person with us if you so choose to do so. But first, let's jump right into the main topic of the agenda, how and why we actually launched the Underdog Millionaire Business Accelerator. So here's how and why we actually did it. So for those of you who are just joining us, I was sharing earlier, and I owned, operated, and launched 119 different companies. And I've done it. I've built so many businesses over time. I was just sharing today in the video that one of the reasons a lot of folks always ask me, like, Dr. Earl, why do you start so many businesses? Why do you love just starting new businesses? And here's why. I found out, years ago, after reading the book, The Art of War by Sun Tzu, it was always talking about, one of the greatest examples was Napoleon Bonaparte, who literally had what he called Napoleon's heroes. And that was basically like the small level leaders when he put out his large plans to take a city or take a battle, he would bring in the guys on the ground, like the small unit level leaders, and then talk to them about what his plans were. So those were the newer people. They're literally like within 1 to 2 years of fighting the wars and doing the foot soldiers, to understand how it transfers to them. What that all translated to for me was basically having a child's mind, being able to be new. Because I learned that from having one business and being very successful with it, I learned this, the most important piece that was very important for me to understand and master, that basically the problem of focusing on being successful. So the pressure of being successful is replaced by the absence of that pressure, which is basically the security in starting anew. So whenever you do something new, it's very simple, it's freedom, it's simplistic. You're looking for the next step, the next step, the next step, the next step. But when you have the pressure of just remaining successful, then you start worrying about things that aren't there. So what I have done, like in real estate, a lot of real estate professionals would flip houses. I got into the habit of flipping business so that I can always replace that newness. I can always stay in that state. And how I do that is at times for the other 7 companies I'm running, I find people that are literally better than I am in my space. We work together, get the company to where it's sustainable, multiple 7 figures and above, and then I can leave that with them because we're splitting somewhere between 30 to 50% of how that business is ran, and then my role become more of an advisory, teacher, trainer, whatever, to help the company continue to grow so I can get back to the basics. And most of the time that is always starting a new company or looking into the basics of that company. In the military it was the same thing. You master your field. I've taken men into combat over 300 and only one didn't make it. I got injured, like mortally injured. I got blown up for 3 times, was in a wheelchair, paralyzed from the waist down, and literally flatlined, died 3 separate times, which is why I came back. I was suicide ideation, PTSD, you name it. But being able to just stay in phase 1, when you master that, you only have to duplicate that out. So I got asked several times last year when COVID hit, Dr. O, what would you do if you had to start all over again? And I kept talking about it with several of the folks in my inner circles and different masterminds that I have. And then I realized, you know what? Doing it all over again, being the underdog, really was, I was going to build an online business. And I kept saying it and saying it and saying it. But sometimes the best way to actually teach something is to demonstrate it. So I said, you know what? I'm going to launch a new company, an entire new business. And over the course of 9 to 12 months, I'm going to teach a group of people exactly what to do, show them what we're doing exactly, and help them kind of bridge that gap. There's a gap in between business and success that sometimes we miss. And even though the Underdog Millionaire Business Accelerator is a new business, it's coming from someone who's done the exact same thing we're doing at least 100 times before, and someone else who's been at her craft for over 20 years doing it. So it's a new business, but it doesn't have a new mind. That it has the same system, the same blueprint that's built. And what's happened since we launched, the name has changed twice because at first it was the Undercover Millionaire. I was inspired by Grant Cardone, who did the Undercover Billionaire show. And all those different shows have always been something about the individual themselves going again and doing it and demonstrating that they can get it done. Our concept was, what would happen if we actually do it and show people how to do it? So we launched this company, this program, to do it for 12 months. And then next year, we're going to launch a television show called the Underdog Millionaire Business Accelerator, which initially started as the Undercover Millionaire. But once I spoke to my attorney, our attorneys told me, he said, listen, you're probably going to run into some issues with copyright law and entertainment law. So we changed the name and changed the name again, and it made more sense, because what I realized was I was actually going to be the underdog all over again, starting from scratch. But then I set some rules to myself. And here were the rules. The rules were, I was going to give myself $1,000 only to start the business. And I couldn't connect back to any relationships I've built businesses with in the past. I have help building it. I couldn't even use our own advertising and marketing agency because that would be cheating unless I could have afforded it. And if I do any ads or marketing or anything like that, it would have to be from the scaling of the business or joint venture partnerships that I did. So one of the first things I did was reached out to have joint venture partnerships, which we did, still work in some of those, and then start to build from the new organic space. I also set another restriction on myself that I couldn't use my old Rolodex of anyone who's helped me launch any program in the past, and I couldn't use any of my old lists from the past. Why? Because that wouldn't make me the effective underdog. So I literally started out as someone who's never built a business before. The only difference was I knew exactly what to do, and I was going to demonstrate that to those who were interested in building a business and showing them step by step by step. Now, where we are today, it's 91 days since we actually came up with the idea, launched it, build it like we're flying the airplane in the air and still building it. And it's been 91 days. And we promised at the end of 90 days, we would have the business up, put in somewhere between six figures in running and launching the company, then be able to build our process and system up and scale the business and get it ready for ads to be ran. So advertising and marketing, where we're then systematic to build the way we've really been branding the company, and that's to build a simple, predictable, repeatable, profitable business. So that's kind of where we are, why I got started. And then Afia and I was having a conversation while we took a visit to family up in Albany, Georgia, not Albany, New York. And she says, "Hey, this sounds pretty great, Dr. O. Let's jump in and look at what that looks like." So I'll let her tell a little bit of what that was and how we jumped in from, how and why we pretty much launched and where we're at now.
Okay, awesome, no problem. So on the next slide, it's actually going to show you where pretty much all this started, where the Underdog Millionaire Business Accelerator, as we know it right now, where it started. And it just started with notes on graph paper, literally. These are the notes from where we, so the Underdog Millionaire Business Accelerator, pretty much everything that Dr. Obom does is based on the Today is the Day methodology. And it's such a pure message. It's such, I don't even have the words for it. It's something that can be replicated into so many different facets of life and of business, that we were able to take the core concepts of Today is the Day, which basically relates to growth and the belief that no matter where you are in your life right now, as long as you have the capability to change your mind, you can grow into whatever, whoever it is that you want to be. And we took that and translated it into online business. So on this first image here was the original concept for the Underdog Millionaire. So like Dr. Obom said, the name of the business changed a couple of times. And by the time we got to Underdog Millionaire Business Accelerator, we realized that the initials were UMBA. And it's basically you the person, your MBA to life and prosperity. And as Dr. Obom is now making super, super famous, next level growth and achievement. So this is your MBA to your life and whatever it is that you want to create. In this day and age, in the present, a certain amount of commerce, a certain amount of money is required for most people to basically expand their life quality and to be able to have the freedom to get whatever you want at will. So that first slide is the first image is showing how we would have homework. That's actually something that is still a theme in UMBA as it exists right now. Initially, there's going to be an orientation. Right now, those are still, for the most part, done one-on-one, but in the meetings with the group, there is where we introduce everyone and we end up going over what everyone's goals are and the progress within their individual projects. We do check attendance. I check attendance to see how consistent everybody is, to see who's showing up, who's not showing up, who's making progress in their business, who's not making progress, and what needs to be done in order for that person to go to the next step. But the difference between UMBA and a traditional college or school or university is not everybody has the same exact steps. Not everybody moves at the same pace. So unlike a classroom where you have to move at the class's pace regardless, otherwise you fail, there is no failing in UMBA. We will not let you fail. We will continue to help you get to your next step as long as you are within this program. So we were also going to have stuff like semesters, just all the things that that are themes with higher learning institutions, all of those things. It's still evolving in really, really cool ways, I might add, but that's where pretty much it all started. So in the middle, this is actually Dr. Obom drew this up and was like, hey, can you make this into a goal setting sheet? And sure enough, we used this as a goal setting sheet for one of the first meetings that we had with the what used to be the Today's the Day home study course, which is now known as Wealthy Wednesday. So that's also evolved from where it was in the very beginning. And then this on the right image is basically the path from the home study course to something like UMBA or a higher level business training, to a 2-day live event, to a 5-day live event. And we're actually right on track for that because we are in the process of creating the live event right now. So everything that we say that we're doing has been created or has evolved so far, and it's getting better and better. And I'm really excited by not only that, but how quickly everything has been progressing.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that, Afia. And I think it's important that you're able to see, like, we're literally showing you the very same steps, right? So, how and why we launched, we saw that, and then what worked and what didn't work is what we're going to jump into and cover now. So some of the things that work really, really well and what didn't, we'll share that with you guys right now. So I'm going to start with Afia again. I'm starting from our playbook into everything that we're doing to share with you guys what worked for us, what's still working, and then basically what didn't work. Because here's what I want to share also, if you're well, you should be, if you're taking notes. My greatest philosophy in business is always finding out what works, abandoning what doesn't, and always knowing the difference. That's how you grow. So we focus on what works. What didn't, we don't even really pay too much attention to it. We only focus on what works. We abandon what don't work, and we know the difference between that and only focus on what works, and then we keep adding. So if we add and something doesn't work, guess what? We're not doing that again. We're going to continue only to do what's better. One of the things, before I pass it over here to Afia, that worked for us was this. The number one thing we've done the most investing in this business is our own personal growth to grow the business. So we invest just as much as we've taken in so far of sales for just growing ourselves and finding the best companies and businesses out there that are doing like what we're doing. And what we've actually put together is literally to build your business. And some of you may already know or experience this or are experiencing it, that it takes maybe 7 or 8, 9 different courses to basically, or companies to work with to help you put it all together. What we've done is all those things, and we've put that together in the UMBA program. As we said, it's basically your business as your master's in business that you get when you graduate, but with a predictable, repeatable system, taking several different things that people need into one structure. We're the only one that does it. So when someone thinks and asks, well, what's your unique selling proposition? That's what it is. It normally takes 7, 8, 9 different things or companies or programs you need to learn to implement how to build. We do it all. No one dares to teach all those pieces because literally it's going to cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's why they don't, but we will, because we want to make the difference. So I'm going to turn it over to my business partner to tell you guys some more of what worked and what didn't.
Thank you, Dr. Obom. Okay, so something that worked really, really well from the beginning was definitely keeping it as a group coaching program as opposed to doing it individually. In the beginning, I also took more one-on-one calls and did more one-on-one coachings and strategy sessions, but eventually we merged that into more of a group setting because it wasn't proper leverage of my time. Also, it wasn't the best learning experience for the rest of the students in the program for me to just have these things done one-on-one, and then nobody else would get to learn from that person's experience. That is the greatest benefit of having a mastermind, is that you get to learn from other people's experiences, and it collapses the time frame from you getting from one point to another point. Another thing that we did through one of the programs that we went through to help strengthen the business's message is we ended up creating ideas for playbooks, planners, binder notes, master classes, tutorials, mastermind series, certifications. Some of the things that are working is the idea that at the end of this experience, you will be certified as someone who has not only accomplished setting up this business system, but now you're equipped to also help someone else set that same type of system up for their business. So not only do you have your personal message for next level growth and achievement in the context of you and what you have experienced, but now you can also help people completely expand their own potential, because we're not gonna sugarcoat or ignore the part that money has to play when it comes to getting to whatever it is that you think about when you think about you living your fullest potential, at least if you have the ability to be on this call right now, because not everyone has that opportunity. But if you can even be here right now, it's important that this be something that you think about, because you have to at least have that foundation there before you can even get to where now you're investing in other people, and doing more of the things that Dr. Obom does on a regular basis. Automatically, that takes a lot of work and a lot of focus. On that note, we did attend another business conference to help strengthen the business that pointed out a lot of things that we were already doing well, or a lot of areas where we're already surpassing most of the coaching programs out there. And it has a lot to do with the today's the day methodology and philosophy, and how everything is emphasized, because in most of these programs, they just leave it up to you, honestly. Like by the time Dr. Obom and I even got to a place where we were in synergy, I had gone through so many of these programs. Just the number of programs that Dr. Obom has shared with me that he purchased in the past, it took both of us together to get them implemented. Like they are made deliberately complicated, and it's just to make sure that you can't compete with the person who is teaching you. And the reason that that's even a thing is because we are all on different levels of growth, and it is quite possible that you going through one program is going to unlock something that puts you heads and shoulders past everybody you thought you wanted to learn from. And that's also a realization that we had when it came to the Underdog Millionaire. So some things from this that weren't working were some of the names for some of the programs. For example, Wealthy Wednesday, which is the biweekly mastermind, that was actually called the Today's the Day VIP Masterclass, something that really wasn't simple. It wasn't as succinct as just calling the call Wealthy Wednesday. And that came from one of our students. That wasn't even something that I came up with. So another thing that's working is learning from the people that are in the program and implementing what they would like to see, because they're our audience. So it makes sense that they feel heard, and it strengthens the business too, because we're all smart here. Like if you're even in alignment with what Dr. Obom is teaching, you're on a different level of consciousness, period. There's not a different way to say that. So those are just a few of the things that worked and a few of the things that didn't work. Anything you'd like to add to that, Dr. Obom?
It's just an addition to what you said, Afia, that I think is actually so important for us to really share and help you guys understand too, that when you're enrolled in a course like this, and I know when I was enrolled in courses like this, I know who I am and my potential and what I can do and what I have the ability to do. And most people who have different courses or programs, when you enroll, they only see you as a student. They don't see you as an equal. They see you as a person that's sharing or spending, money with them. So it's like they're almost at the top. And my philosophy has always been like, I think that's so bogus, it's so stupid. So we look at every one of you as a potential business partner. We're just helping you to basically build your business to where it can be an afterthought, because we're helping you build a walkaway business or a business so that you can sell and enjoy your life, just in case. Because there's really only three reasons to build a business. One is to sell the business. Two is to buy time to spend with your family. And number three, most importantly, is to generate a profit. Otherwise, it's called a nonprofit business. But what we found is for so many other programs, when you enroll in them, the folks who are running the programs, they only look at you like one of two things: a form of money or a client, but you're never an equal. And I always thought that was like the dumbest thing ever. My goal and my secret really to building and generating wealth is finding people that are better than me in a space. And many of you, believe it or not, in your different businesses that you're already building, whether you're in our program or not, you're better than us in so many different things. You're just coming to us to help you really put your genius together to simplify that process. So what I found the most that worked and still works is that we teach and treat everyone as equal. So we are, in a sense, co-creating the greatness of this course. I wrote that in my book, Today's the Day. The reason I wrote that book as a workbook is then we are co-creating your new future. It's not just a book to read. It's not just a workbook. It's a workbook that once you read it and implement what is in there, you become a new person because you've co-created with me. And now, if there is a way for us to partner together, which is our UMBA Platinum program later on, we look at taking every member as a business partner later on so we can profit with you together. I am not stupid or naive to the fact that people are going to come into our program. And the last piece, what one of the things that Fia touched on is this. People will come into program and they'll surpass others. We set it up that way for you to be able to come in and take our system and be better at it than we are currently with your business, because then we're looking to then introduce you to our Rolodex. And trust me, my Rolodex is pretty damn expansive, right? And Afia will tell you, literally every single day of the year, I'm putting together at least 1 or 2 different deals. Like seriously, 1 to 2 deals a day. And you want to know how I earn so much money? Is because I'm not stupid. And I don't believe that I'm the smartest person on the planet. I believe I'm the smartest person in my house. And then my wife gets smarter and I learn from her. And that's only for a time it repeats itself. So that's what for us that's worked. What some of the things that didn't, we abandoned those and we're focused only on what's going to take us forward. So the next thing is basically how we were able to sustain the organic growth. And I'll have Afia share some of the stuff that she did. And then I'll share what I did. But it's so cool to share with you guys how we've sustained the organic growth so far. And really, it's our basic philosophy of really tying in and putting out massive value. We put out massive value in the marketplace. So Afia, take it away.
Absolutely. So the way that we sustain organic growth, and like I said, this is a transparent call, so I am not going to hide anything. Dr. Obom does most of the content creation in terms of putting the Today's the Day message out there for people to consume. What happened was when we started talking about the business and planning everything out, I created a list of topics for Dr. Obom to talk about. And a lot of it was based on another mastermind that we were going to have in Dubai. But because things with COVID kind of just went back on a whole other roller coaster ride, we had to repurpose that whole idea, and it turned into Dr. Obom's content strategy. And now he has a series of videos and a series of talks that people look forward to every day. And what we did is we honed in on the whole idea of next level growth and achievement. And on the next slide, you will be able to see what I mean by that. You like that? You like that transition? So on the first paper is the notes that were taken on comfort zones, because I have read Today's the Day. I've lost count a lot. So I think I was even maybe one of the first dozen people to have bought it. So like I've read this book, and because of what I do, and because, like I said, I have 20 years in service, so that means I got to take things that are complicated and really simplify it for people. So what it all boils down to is that people are always in a comfort zone, and when people get uncomfortable, they will do anything to get back to that space where they are. It's the same in your personal life. It's the same in your business. It's the same in any aspect of your life that you actually give attention to, that's interesting to you. So we honed in on the comfort zone message, and Dr. Obom made his theme for the year of growth. So the year of the one thing is the year of growth, and it ties into also what we did with the last mastermind at the end of last year. So then when we went ahead and started planning out what what our content would look like, who we were trying to reach as an audience. This is from one of the programs that we went through in the second image there. We really had to think about how we wanted to impact people, how we wanted to communicate this message to people in a way that it was fresh and new on a regular basis, how we would incorporate that into our sales page, how we would incorporate it into what we were teaching people. And then the next image is initially what the UMBA starter funnel was going to look like. So all of this happened out of order at different times, but all of this had to where we are now and how we sustained our organic growth. Because now Dr. Obom can put a link to the website to get people into the process every single time he shoots a video. Now he has solidified his message. He has an intro and an outro, and it's really, really cool. So the things that are consistent in his message are consistent. And those are the things that attract people, because consistency makes people feel safe. So in a way, we are exploiting the whole idea of a comfort zone to get people out of their comfort zone. It's a whole thing, but that's how we were able to sustain organic growth so far is through engineering all of this through Dr. Obom's personal platform. Anything you'd like to add to that?
No, what I would like to do is actually take kind of like a look. Can you hear me? Okay, great. So what I would like to do is take kind of like a look you in the eye moment here for a second, because some of you might be going through the webinar here with us and going like, okay, a lot of that sounds great. How does that really pertain to me? How does that pertain to my life? How does that pertain to my business? The State of the Union here is kind of like, think of yourself as all board members in a stockholders meeting, and we're telling you what has happened in the past quarter and how that actually affects, your income. So the most important piece is this. Here's how this all relates to your business. All the mistakes we've made and benefit to really systematize this. You look at this as like, okay, great. I'm so glad you guys made all those mistakes. Here are the things that are working. Here's what actually can work for you. Here's what actually can work for your business. Here's what actually can share and demonstrate for you all how it's going to apply to your business. Now that we've clarified that purpose, for those who are in the UMBA program, we've got it now dialed in. Like, we knew what we were doing. Even though I've built this so many times, I know where to put the pieces, and I know where to look much faster when I start something new. Now we've basically broken it down to be able to take it and make it a smooth transition. In other words, what I was saying is this: everything that we've learned, and every business is different, even though it's in the same structure, it kind of fits in there. It's like if you have a car and you use that exact same frame, that frame changes out. What makes a car different is the engine. Well, there is one person who changed the industry, and that's Elon Musk. Basically, a car is nothing but an engine, and they throw in the body and everything else for free. What you buy is the engine. And what UMBA would have been before Tesla was the engine. We're just throwing in a different body or structure. UMBA puts you inside of it and transports you to wherever. So you don't buy a car, you buy an engine, and they throw in the body and everything else for free. Elon Musk came along and he's selling people a battery. That's really what it is. He's selling you a battery, and the frame is thrown in for free. That's Tesla. That is UMBA. It's a complete different concept, because every person who've been through a program before, and we have some of our clients and students who've been through other programs that have to do other programs after that. This is literally, if you've never done it, the one and only thing you'll need to do to build and scale your business to get from point A to point B, so that you can build a predictable, repeatable, profitable business. So what we're sharing with you, like our stuff that worked and didn't work, even though I've built 119 different companies before, there are still things that don't work, because this is completely unique. It's never been done before, which is why we're building, because I always love to be on the cutting edge of things. That's probably why I have no hair. I'm doing stuff so much that, no hair is left. So let's jump right back into it. Here on the last screen was really the UMBA. We talked a lot about our starter course and our program, what that is going to look like, into now what has become the platinum program. And when we look at, how we sustain that growth, it's like, okay, how do we then sustain the growth, but take it to the next level and then really start crushing our goals? So we're going to start talking about how we crush our goals. Before I tell you more about my goal planning process and the simplification of it or how it actually works, I'll let Afia tell you some more, but I want to give you guys a precursor before I let her speak. Is this: I run and operate my days on what I call, most people will say like they need great time management tools. I run and operate on a self management tool. So my days are broken down into 4 quadrants. And in those quadrants, there are things that gets done in each of those quadrants. And when it comes to the most um, mundane part of the quadrant, that is work. The most important is sleep. The second is my morning routine. The third is work. And the fourth is family time. And I repeat on that process all the time. Now, I keep my goal in front of me every single time. I'm not the person that writes goals out in detail. That's a waste of time. Afi and I just like literally had a detailed conversation on that the other day. It's a destruction of your creative abilities to just set goals step by step by step by step by step by step by step. Because when something goes out of order, you got to reset the step by step by step. All I know is I set my target to the goal, and every single day or moment of that day, I'm doing something to the attainment of that goal, which helps me then get to the goal a whole lot faster than we initially predicted. And I know we set some pretty lofty goals together with Afia, and here she's like, dude, it's been 90 days, and like we've like, oh my gosh, like how do we do it? Because we're on it every single day, and we've been kind of going back and forth with different goal setting, processes that she's seen work for some people. I'm like, that's because of those people's personalities. So, Afia, what would you like to share on this part? How we've pretty much crushed our goals and where we differ from everyone else?
Absolutely. So when it comes to how we crushed our goals, I would say it was from changing how, at least in terms of my part of our partnership, is changing how I thought about our approach to our goals. And the biggest, most significant thing that we did to help me change that is focus on the idea that we are helping people create predictable, repeatable, profitable businesses, and focusing on those 3 words. So that actually drove a lot of what appeared on the sales page. And the sales page has turned into a sales system in its own right. So one of the ways that we're crushing these goals, of course, is systemizing the business and turning everything into something where it is predictable. You know exactly what to say. We're in the middle of, well, we built a small sales team. It's obviously going to expand, but having something that they can follow, a process that they can follow so that they don't have to overthink anything. Because sales, if you're not accustomed to sales, it can be a pretty scary experience, but with having a process, it makes it really easy to attain that goal. Recently, I tested our sales script on someone new, someone that we hadn't tested the script on before, and it was effective. Sure enough, that person was coming back to us, even though they initially said no. They came back to ask about different options to become part of the program. So I would say relying on systems, focusing on our goals is how we crush every goal without thinking in too much detail about how everything was going to play out, and just being in the moment. It's a really, I don't even have a word for it. It's a really cool way to think about goal setting, because I just read Eat That Frog just a few weeks ago, and it had to do with prioritizing that and putting things in this order and doing this thing first and doing that thing second, and A, B, C, D, and F and G, and it's really not about that. It's about keeping in mind the picture and just going at it and having a structure that makes it easy for you to shoot that arrow and hit the bullseye. So that's all I got. Anything you want to add?
Yeah. I'll say this. One of the pieces with my goal planning system, I can go in detail as possible, but it really comes down to this: it is a one-step goal planning system. I'm going to say it again. It's a one-step goal planning system. So actually, by show of hands on your digital hands, for those of you who don't want to jump on camera, you can put your thumbs up or you can come on camera. Show of hands. How many of you would like to learn the one-step goal planning system? Right? That's fine. Now I'll give it to you here for free at no cost. But inside the program, we teach you and show you how we do it piece by piece by piece. Thank you for participating. Here is it. When I shared this with Afia, she was like, Dr. O, really? And then it made sense, because here's the deal. You set your goal. And then you go after that goal. It could be a 5-year goal. Like, you go after it the day before you accomplish it. So every day you wake up, every moment in that day, whatever you do is building to that one goal. I'll give you an example. For those of you who've heard my story about how I met my wife and how we got married, the day I met her, I knew she was going to be my wife, and I told her she was going to be my wife. Goal accomplished. It took her 7 years to accept that fact. That's how I looked at it. But I did what I had to do. I showed up consistently with a good attitude over a long period of time, willing to pay the price of her putting me in the friend zone for 3 years. You know, because dudes, like, guys, for us, when you get in the friend zone, you're not getting nothing. So I was in the friend zone for 3 years, but the goal was still the same. And everything I did was predicated on, Nelly's laughing at me. Thanks. Appreciate y'all. You too, Kello. Right? But when you're in the friend zone, it's like, you guys, if you've ever been in the friend zone, it's a torturous place. But that, I did not lose enthusiasm. I did not lose my ability. What am I saying? It's the same thing in business. You set your goal to basically build $1 million business, which is what we did. But we said it's going to happen after 90 days. We're going to get everything set, and then we're going to start running ads, which now that we know we've got it dialed in, we've got our sales script down. But here's the other piece I want to jump on for us. Most people fail because they fail to prepare. Now, I learned another goal planning system in the Marine Corps. They call it 7 P's of planning. It's called proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance. That's the Marine Corps definition of a planning system. So here's the proper prior planning. To really build a 7-figure business, you need to be prepared for it. We needed to be prepared when it's not just, oh, I need to run ads, go run ads. No, you need to be prepared for after you run ads, what happened? You got a whole bunch of people coming. If it's just you alone, you can't sell them. Or if you're on the phone doing sales all day long, then you can't do your course. So you're back and forth, back and forth. We knew what was coming, so we slowed down. Then we got a sales force. We've trained that sales force and prepared the sales force for the moment we hit the run ads button, because when we run ads, hundreds and thousands are going to start to come in, and we can't handle all that sales calls ourselves. So we prepared, and it's all towards that goal. Here's what we do know. We did say that we're going to help people to build a business within a calendar year that's going to help them from 9 to 12 months build up multiple 7-figure business. The truth is, now we're prepared for the net, and we'll show you guys how. You guys, it's gonna blow your mind. It's so simple. But anyways, now we're prepared for a $12 million quarterly run. The next State of Union address, some of you guys you're gonna need to hold your hair down with a hat before you come on, because we're gonna blow your mind. But we're gonna show you exactly what we're gonna do, because that's the plan. We're planning the plan, and then we're gonna execute. So I have a 1-step goal system, and it's the goal. And everything you do every day, all day, when you wake up, it's to get to that goal. The length of the goal solely depends on your belief system. For those of you who haven't purchased my book, Today's the Day, chapter 4 deals all about it. You perform to the level of your belief. It talks about that. So let's jump back into it, because how we crushed all our goals was having the 1-step goal system. And every single waking day, I wake up and do the things that will help me get towards my side of the goal. And Afia wakes up and does the things that will help her get to our side of the goal. So UMBA, our main focus is how do we serve our clients better every single day. That's what we focus on. And every single day when we focus on that, that brings us to how we can actually scale our business, and now how you can actually scale yours, modeling after ours, because we're going to teach you our exact same blueprint and system step by step by step. So how to scale your business from modeling ours. I'll turn it over to Afia so she share with you guys a couple things, and then I'll take it from there.
Well, how I would tell somebody that's not in Underdog Millionaire, never heard of us, never even knew about an online business, has no idea what they would do to serve someone. What I would tell somebody how to scale your business from ours is, first of all, to get to a point where you at least have something to sell. So that means get to a place where you've explored what kind of value you have to offer to people. And when it comes to that, a lot of people don't realize that you basically just need to know how to get from point A to point B and be a little bit ahead of the person that you're trying to help. So that is the part where I think some people struggle. Is really not rocket science. Perhaps I'm oversimplifying that because like we said, we've been doing this a long time. So it might seem a little bit different in my head, but it really is pretty simple. You would create that structure, find a way to serve people, find a way to take payments, get a domain, get a website, something where you could send people to pay you for your time and for your effort and for your experience. Continue to perfect that process, and then eventually once you've gotten it to the point where you can take repeated business or you're even hiring team members, then go ahead and start duplicating that, which is from my experiences, because I used to run a white label agency and do real estate ads. So everything I think of is in that context. So the way you scale is to then run ads. So everything that you do is to take you from creating a business, having something to sell, starting to build your team, to getting to a place where you're running ads and duplicating. And that not only serves you, it serves a lot of people, because then you're at a point where you're providing jobs to people, helping people increase the quality of their lives, and really being the difference that we need to see. So that is how I would say to think about scaling your business from the example that we're saying, because that's exactly what we're doing. Obama, anything you would like to add?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you weren't really oversimplifying it. I mean, you hit the nail on the head on that one. But one of the things I want to share with you guys is what we're doing. We're giving you kind of a 50,000-foot view of what has happened over the course of the last 90 days and how to kind of move forward. Imagine, if you may, that you're in our program and we get a chance to do this with you every single week, at least twice some weeks, and once every other week, right? So we don't just give you the chance. Here's what we do: 3 things that no other course or program out there do. Many of the courses do one of the 3, either or, and then the third is the bonus. So they either coach you or they give you the systems and processes. We coach you, we give you the systems and processes, and then we help you with mindset. So those are the 3 things. Imagine being in an environment, in a community that way, on a week to week to week basis, doing exactly what is required to help your business grow. So maybe you had a bad week. This is what helps a lot of people in business. You have 52 attempts, because there's 52 weeks in a year, to actually learn from the masters, to learn from those who are doing it. And it's not just us, it's part of your peer group in there. So you scale your business modeling from us. We have our students who we know or think that have a great idea about something, teach or train that. As a matter of fact, we have one of our students doing an entire different course coming up here this week on basically how to actually scale your business from being an author, pushing your book. And it has nothing to do with what you think. This one, I'll just say this: Vinnie Cochran, my favorite person on planet Earth. Why not, right? I've taught him exactly what to do with using one book, what I've done with all my books, and now he's done it and he's built it up so much, so the mastery that he can actually teach it now. So we're going to have him teach that. We have our students teach in several courses. Here's what a lot of them do. You will never have the opportunity to basically teach on a platform where you could possibly take their clients from them. And here's what this is. This is not about us. It is about our clients, and we keep it that way. So how do you actually really scale from our business model is being able to actually have an open mind and to actually honor your students, to honor the people you're teaching. If it's really about them, then it's not about you or your brand. And that's what we do. So then we teach you step by step and give you our process, like nice little boat. Here you go. It's like you show up when you're hungry. We put a nice little burrito on a plate. There you go. I use burrito because my wife's Mexican and that's what they do. So anyways, so it's like we wrapped it up in a bowl. We give it to you and you get to see it. Then we help you implement it every single week. And there's a constant chat that happens all day, every day, 24 hours a day with whoever is up in the group that can answer questions for you. So our system is so simple that here's what has been said before. Any fool can complicate a thing, but it takes a genius to keep it simple, right? So that's how you can scale your business from us. Now, the method to generate $12 million over the next 90 days, which ties in exactly to what I was talking about. And we get a chance to highlight one of our clients here and how Afi and I actually came up with this to make it happen. So this method to generate 12 million in the next 90 days, just watch it happen. It's going to be crazy. So what I'm going to do is stop the share for a second. I'll have Afia talk about it, and then we're going to introduce this young lady. She doesn't even know that we're going to put her on blast for a bit, but it's going to be awesome to really put her on to share something, and then we'll share with you guys how we're going to do that exactly. So Afia, go ahead and take it away.
Sure. So the long and short of it is the way that we're going to scale to $12 million in the next 90 days is with advertising, is with ads. Over, let's see, in transparency, we did earn right around six figures in the business for within the first 90 days. Actually, we did that within the first 30 to 45 days, but then we spent the rest of the time preparing everything for ads, because once our system got solid or solid enough, we realized this is a really good time to scale, and we can scale pretty quickly. So basically what happens with ads, and any of you who have run ads, you understand this. Once you get to a place where you find that sweet spot where you know what works and what resonates with people, you basically just turn up the volume on the ads, increase the amount of the spend that you're putting into that, which basically our strategy has, or the strategy has been to take a percentage of the profits from the business and put it into the ad revenue. That makes the most sense, and continuously do that and continuously scale over the course of the first 30 to 45 days. And by that time, it's predictable. We have a pretty strong sales. One of our sales reps is ready to go right now. So I will let Dr. Obom talk about that more, but that's basically the strategy. Is our system is solid. So we're ready to share that and get things going on a higher scale and serve more people.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Afia. What I want to share with you guys is this, before we even jump into it. So our sales team is not a sales team that we hire. And I'm sharing this with you for those of you who are not in our program yet, because those who are in, they know and they understand. Those of you who are not in our program, if you're going to build a sales team and you have a program or product that you're actually selling, have it be the people who are selling your product just like you, that they've used your product, they know the product. Most of us will hire a sales force, and then it's that person, they're just working for money. What we did was we took it a step further. Afi and I actually have an entire sales company and process that we have separately for someone like you. If you want to learn how to actually masterfully sell your business or your course or product, is going to cost you $10,000 to do that. That course is $10,000 itself. And what we basically do is we take you through our process and our program, and you actually sell and learn the art and basically exercise that muscle at the expense of our advertising dollars to practice on our clientele, so that you build the muscle of actually saying and going through the script, the objection, and getting it right. So when it comes to selling your own courses and programs, you've built that muscle. And by the end of it, you get a master's sales certificate. What gives you a master's certificate is when you would have sold basically 100 programs, which equates to us over $1 million of revenue. So when you have basically sold $1 million of revenue, you graduate, then you go and you build your business using the same stuff because you've had the practice. What we then did was we then took our own platinum students, and our platinum students will be going through this process. So all our platinum students will be selling the products and the programs because they're already a student, and they can relate with that person who then gets on a call to tell them like, hey, it might be too much or whatever. And they can say, listen, I was sitting right where you're at in your seat. So you can relate with that person and tell them what made it different for you. See, when you have a story that's actually real and transparent, and that person can relate, and you could talk about your fears, you can talk about your objections and things that you have. One of our clients, her name is Debbie, had said that, listen, when I got tired of making excuses, I just got started, right? That's just how it is. And she could share that with someone, but I want to highlight one of the young ladies in our program, Miss Deanna Castro. So we built the next 90 days solely off of her. Afia and I are so like she's like Dr. O, like you're like a dog with a bone when you're on something. Like she gave me a goal and I just went to bat. Like every day of this week for 7 days straight, I sold one or two plans. I was just at it personally, like boom, 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 boom. I was going at it. And she was like, what else? Because she gave me a goal. She wanted to have a set aside certain amount of income to be able to go have some fun with her daughter. And I was just like on it every single day. She's like, yo, where's this coming from? I'm like, you give me a goal, man. And I'm just trying to make you some money, girl. Put me to work. I'll get it done. So then we said, okay, great. We want to take that same model and use it for the sales team. So we chose Deanna as our avatar. And Deanna says, listen, I have a goal, and her goal is to earn an extra $500,000 in the course of the next 4 months, 4 to 5 months from the sale. So we pay 5% of the commission of every sale an individual do for our program, utilizing her script. She's known the script, she's got it down pat, and she's ready to go. So what we know is this: if we help her and we just focus and put everything towards helping her get to her goal, for us as a whole, that brings in $10 million of revenue. And it gives her the 500,000 plus the bonuses that she'll get for that. It gives her that revenue. So then for the rest of the sales team and the stuff that we're going to do, it's only now 200 sales left. She already knows her numbers in total sales. She already knows how many sales she needs to convert on a daily basis. As a matter of fact, I'm not even going to say anything. Deanna, she didn't know we were going to put her on the spot. But Deanna, why don't you tell everybody about your goal and what you plan to do and how you're going to get that accomplished over the course of the next 90 days?
Well, I literally did not know you were going to put me on the spot. But how I'm going to do it is I have been prepared with the script. We have been doing dry runs. So I'm ready to go. And what I have is a goal that I want to have to move out of the house that I live in right now by July 31st. And I want to move to my own place. I don't want to rent anymore. So when you were here at my house, I told you what I wanted to do and how much money I needed and so forth and so on. And to me, it was very complicated. So you took my goal of what I wanted, you divided into, you did your magic, whatever it is you did. I don't really know, and I don't care to understand it either. But I know that I have to commit to working 5 days a week and close 10 sales a day. And that is my commitment. So, and I know I've been bothering you a lot about this, and it's like, when are we like, let's go.
Absolutely. So thank you so much, Deanna. What I did was, this is a demonstration of the one-step goal. We set the goal and broke it down into what will you have to do daily. And she's like, look, I'm ready to work 7 days a week. I'm like, no. I'm going to give you something that's very simple, where you still have the weekends off, and you can just do this every single day for 5 days, and you can hit your goal. And she was like, that's it. One-step goal. That's all we did. Now, in one step, she's going to earn $500,000 because we're going to have everything coming in. She's going to go through that script like all day long. That's all she's going to do. 500 grand, and she's going to go buy her house cash. Like, for us as a company, forget everything else. We want to help her do that. So whatever you do when you build your business, whatever you're doing, when you get caught up in the vision and the mission or the goals of your clients, that's when you start to change lives. That's when you move away from success into significance. So for us, that's how we're going to, the minimum we know somewhere around 12 million over the course of the next 90 days, because a few other folks are going to see that and they're going to take on. So we're going to grow catastrophically. All we're going to do is turn up the dial on how many ads that's going to come in. Now, in that process of preparing for this next step, what we've done, the reason why we slowed down the business was things like Calendly, like booking calls you have to have a calendar, you have to have a team, you have to have all these things set in place that when you start the influx of what's going to happen to grow your business, you need to be prepared for success. Success is not given to anyone. Pretend success is a woman. She's stubborn, and you have to coax her and squeeze her and show her and demonstrate to her that you are the person that she wants to be with for the rest of her life. And then once you get success, it never stops, because the things that you do consistently, all you have to do is show up consistently with a good attitude over a long period of time with desire and faith. Find others who are going to do the same with you, and success will just boom, 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 boom. That's what happens. So for us, it's that simple with the one-step goal planning system, how we're going to get to 12 million in the next 90 days by helping one major person and then our sales team doing it, and what Afia and I will be doing. So we want to give you guys an opportunity now to hear from some of our and some of them had no idea we were going to do this anyways, but I'm going to do something really cool to show you guys here what we're going to do. So here are some of our amazing platinum clients. You get a chance to hear from some of them. We have a few of them like recently got started. Some of them got started in the beginning. Like I see Matt's face there. Matt Elam and I met almost 2.5, I think it's almost 3 years ago. I can't even remember, but we met at another growth and development ceremony by Steve Harvey. And his event, Matt and I really connected. We've been friends for a while. We've been trying to connect and do something together. Matt's in the real estate space, but one of the things he said earlier was like, "Hey man, I started like in the middle of this. I don't know where I'm at." But as Afia said, where everyone comes in, it start. We work with you where you're at, and our team is so supportive that everyone helps where you're at, and we're able to take through that process. And here's what's even more important: everyone of our members love when someone new gets started, so they can see their process too, because they get excited all over again, right? So here's what we're going to do. So we're going to do two things all at once for you guys. So this, I want you guys to pay attention. No one has ever done this before, and we're going to do it right now. So in what's going to happen, we want to be able to collect a testimonial from all of our platinum students right now, and I'll show you how we'll do it. So we'll go around the clock and have them share a little bit, but here's what I want you guys to do. If you're, well, for Martin, you're driving, you can give us one later. So if you're on your computer, when I ask you to share your story, or what I ask you to share about UMBA, I want you to pick up your phone as you're on the screen sharing and just put it in front of your face and talk. And that will give us a testimonial. So once you're finished with that video, you guys will send that to us and we'll have a testimonial with that too. You like that? Pretty fun and cool. Why am I doing this? Because it's different. No one has ever done it. And I'm giving you also another way for you to be able to capture testimonials live in the spirit and the scope and the energy. So let's go around speaking first. I know Martin's on his phone, so he'll have to send us a separate one later on. We'll start with him because as soon as I said we got to showcase our students, he popped up. And knowing your students or clients, aka business partners, because that's what everyone is becoming for us, knowing their personalities is great. Martin is an action taker, so he likes to be first. So we're not going to even waste time. Martin, why don't you share with everyone here what UMBA has been like for you from your past experiences and what you're loving so much more about the program so far?
Hello, Dr. O. Hello, Afia. Hello, everybody. Thank you for having me speak. I appreciate it, and I appreciate both of you so much. It's really been a fantastic ride so far, and I'm only in this for a couple of months so far. So yeah, but one of the things that I've said to Afia and Dr. O in the past is when I've gotten involved in some of these programs and I've spent some money, I've never been to the point where I knew that it was going to happen. I believed it and I did the work, but I always felt like there was something that was missing that wasn't going to get me to the goal. And I was right. Now, how much of that was me and how much of it was a program, that's another question. But what's here great about it is it's not me. It's me and the program, because Dr. O's Wednesday night mindset is helping me to set myself up to go from belief to knowing. And their program, the UMBA program that we're in, the step-by-step that we're doing is making the business part say, okay, it's me and the program together that's going to become successful. And I know that by the end of this year, I will be producing seven-figure income.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Martin. Sincerely appreciate you, buddy. We can't wait because Martin is in the process where he is finalizing a few things and getting, he'll be ready for ads like in the next 45 days tops. So it's really cool to see that where he can scale his business too. So I'm excited about that. I'm going to jump over to my favorite person on planet Earth, Mr. Vinny Cochran, to have him share what this program has been like for him so far, and what's like his biggest takeaway that he's seen comparable to like any other program that's there. So Vinny, if you didn't fall out of your chair, we'd love for you to jump on and share your biggest piece here for UMBA. And then if you can, since you're on your computer, you could use your phone and send that in as a testimonial too. Oh, you're on mute,
My
Vinny.
coordination of holding this phone is probably not going to work right, but I'll definitely get you a testimonial. This whole UMBA program to me has, been just like Martin put it. It's been the thing that makes you realize that it's definitely going to happen. I've taken a lot of different courses. I'm in a couple courses now, just to add a different touch to everything that I'm learning here. But again, nothing compares to when you actually know it and feel it in your bones that it's going to happen. And the way you guys put the program together where everyone gets to see, as Afia said, the process that they take everyone through each time someone signs up. Like you said, we all get excited when a new person is brought into the group because we know it's going to be a short while before we get to sit there and watch them go through that initial process, just in case we miss something, as we're going through. So my entire journey with you for years has been incredible. This is the icing on the cake. I still have so many things to do, but again, as Martin said, the biggest takeaway is when you know that it's going to happen, and it's not just believing it's going to happen. Like he said, I know it's going to happen. So it's just been incredible. Watching the successes of other individuals and watching their dreams come to reality is also a bonus.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Vinny. Round of applause. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Can't wait for the testimonial, and we'll be hunting you down. But here's something really cool. Before I'm gonna call on Lizette, not next, but after this gentleman, I'm gonna introduce, because I was gonna call on her next, but just so you guys know, because we're a family, and this is what happens in life. This is where we differ, I believe, most openly than any other program that's out there. My dear friend John and he messaged me. He says, "Look, he's going like, why, Dr. O, you put me on blast?" But this is our family, right? So he messaged me and he's like, "I don't know if I'm ready to share this here or whatever, because I've kind of stepped away from the program a little bit and blah 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 blah." Here's what happened: life happens to us all. Life happens, and we can do things from time to time. And forget all the BS about all the other programs. And most people never go back to other programs because they feel smaller than they've been before. Everybody else has been, and they're not welcome back into the pack. This is a pack. We love and appreciate everyone else. And what's really happened is, look, John stepped away because life happened. He's been doing some stuff for his dad and all the other stuff. And we've been chatting, back and forth. And he's like, "Look, in integrity, I can't do some of that stuff." I'm like, "Look, it's not about that. Share what you have done and what you plan to do, because you know what's here. This is a family." And I want to say this because we have some of you guys that are not in our program yet, right? Here's the deal. We're not that program that really looks to say like, "Oh, just whatever." We're not here for your money. I want your money. I want your success. That I can brag from. I can brag from someone else's success. So John, we'd love to call on you to share how the program has been for you and the clarity you have, because he's coming back soon once he's finished with life and then starts building his business again. And by the way, before he jumps on, just so you know, we all love when John is there, because he's like, whenever you're in class, there is that child that everybody's like, "Man, I can't wait for him to come back to school. He's the life of the party. So we've been waiting for you, bro. It's all good." But we'd love for you to share what UMBA has been for you and how this differs from anything else. And besides me putting you in blast, you don't have to say it. I already did, bro. I got you. We love you. We can't hear you. Whatever you did, he did this to us once, and then he came on loud. And take it off mute again and see. Let's see if that works.
Can you, Plus, again, my name is John. It's good to see everybody. Diana, you like inspired me. I'm glad to be back. There's a lot of cogs that are going together with my business. The first thing I really say that UMBA gave me is believing that I can do this vision. That's the one thing that made me life on lifetime showed up, and I got a sick father, and stuff like that. But yet still pressing into the vision and putting together my packs, putting together the product, like overcoming excuses. That's really one thing. Not looking at the whole mountain of how I'm going to get it done, but knowing that it's doable with whatever I got going on, and taking that step of faith, and the product is coming together. Like the name came up. I think I sent it to Obom when the name was given to me. Creative Dignity. Creative Dignity, for those of y'all have known, what the product is. And the cogs have been coming in. It's evolved to, I have a music segment to it. Like the product is being mastered. And now it's about implementing the plans for the sales, because this is achievable. I've given myself a deadline and a goal. And my father doesn't think we can do it, but a lot of this is about faith in yourself and what you always talk about, push yourself out of your comfort zone. I'm part of a spiritual fellowship that talks about the dangers of complacency, and the accountability that y'all hold for me. The complacency, remove your excuses, and whatever comes on that plate, implement plans to answer the questions, enter the plans to go into the solution. Stop telling yourself what you can't do or what you got to do, and just take a step in doing it piece by piece, and it comes together. So that's motivation for me. So I can't wait to get back in motive. And one thing I got to do is stop disappearing, stay connected.
That's
So I
right.
will be back. I am back, not will be. It's the now faith, now action, now move, Pray and move your feet. A friend of mine told me a long time ago, pray and move your feet toward your goal. Don't worry about the how, just trust that it'll be done. This has been a resource and a vehicle. This did not happen for me by accident. I got that message from you right at the time that I finished praying about doing what I need to do, achieving this goal. And it's crazy. I said, I need to get not 6 income, 7. And now coming back, you're talking about 12 million in 90 days, just following directions. You got me scratching my head. You made my hair fall out.
Good. Well, here's the deal, John. I'm going to cut you there because listen, you guys remember he didn't want to say nothing. Now he can't stop talking, right?
So I'm done.
I love it. Thank you so much. We love you, brother. But I'm very excited to see this. And our program is about, when you show up here for help, this is my philosophy, because I look at it as you paid us the money within a time frame. As long as you're alive, just like the military, you showed up and signed a contract for 4 years, they're going to squeeze every bit out of you to get what they wanted in you from the Marine Corps. So we're going to squeeze every bit out of you. If you said, listen, I'm not going to take your money and just be like, you don't show up, we're good, let's go spend it and have a vacation. No, I'm going to beat you, not physically. I'm going to beat you to the excuses that are in you out so that you can do what you came here to do. UMBA is where we differentiate from everyone else. So with that being said, I'm going to jump over a little bit and call it down to Miss Lizette Valdez, aka just Miss Lizette, because this young lady, she saw one of our presentations, what we were doing. She didn't have a business or nothing. She just knew she wanted to do something in 5 years, and she had the ability and trusted in us. But today it's different. 90, it was like maybe 80 something days ago, she had nothing, but now she has a legacy she's building. Lizette, why don't you share a little bit about what the UMBA program has been like for you being a platinum student, and well, I'll just leave you to speak a little bit about what it's done for you and what you see different.
Yes, of course. Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. I'm very grateful to be here. Nice to see everybody. Definitely, first of all, I'm grateful. Like John said, this was something that I was constantly praying for, asking the universe to send me, that guiding hand, that that business, that supportive program, and it just came to my life at the right time. And I'm always looking out for opportunities. I'm always seeking that helping hand. Like Doctor said, also, I am literally the underdog of my family, of my ancestors, everybody. But I did have dreams. I do have a vision and everything. It's just that I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know where to go, who to ask. And when I saw the first presentation for UMBA, without hesitation, I said yes. I didn't know what to expect, but I did know that it was a time. It was my time, because I have been seeking this for the past 6 years, and I just felt it. And one thing that I learned is that you can do a lot of money without money at all. You just have to hang around with the right people, and learn, like John said, also follow directions. I love the system in the UMBA, especially in the Platinum program, because I am now the author of the upcoming book, Breaking Chains. And it was a dream of mine to fulfill in the next 10 years or so. And now I am doing it all within 1 year. And not only that, some other surprises coming along. So I am very, very impressed with myself, because I gave myself permission to have faith and to follow a proven system with the experts, in this case, Dr. Obom and Afia. They've done it before, a lot of times. So I wanted to hang around with them and just follow instructions. And every Tuesday that we meet for a planning program, now Trillionaire Tuesdays, I just, come through with my homework. And every week I am advancing, and I'm just closer to that 7-figure income. And I am so excited. I can't believe it. Before this program, it would just be another dream on my vision board. So I am grateful and thankful to the entire program.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lizette. Appreciate you. And we would love that testimonial on your phone too, if you can. Appreciate it, so we can hear for everyone else. In the essence of time, and we're not going to go through everyone, because I want to make sure we wrap up here in the next few minutes. But I'm going to pick on one more person. I don't even know who it is. I'm just going to close my eye and randomly point to the screen, see where it lands on. Okay. All right. So it landed on Martin. I'll try again. All right. Awesome. Oh, perfect. So now
Of course it landed on Martin.
I'm going to, it just landed on Marjan, and she's probably going like, oh my gosh, not me. So Marjan just literally got started in the UMBA program, but we've known each other for a while. So Marjan, why don't you share a little bit of, pretty much why you even got started and what you're looking forward to getting from this program and where you'd like to be in the next 90 days.
Wow. Okay. Well, I wasn't expecting this. I got started 24 hours ago. No, but I have been following Dr. O we connected 5 years ago, and I definitely have been one of those people that have been on the sidelines and just watching the growth of every single business that he has come across. And I'm really at the point where I know what I want to do. I've had a lot of little side businesses, but just can't get it to the next level, can't get it to scale any further. I block myself for a lot of different reasons. And it was just, I'm at the point where I'm like, I know it's there. I have a lot of experience with, my goal is to do my online coaching business in health and wellness. And I have that background, but I've done a lot of things, but nothing that I've brought together fully to make it a program that I can roll out. I've had some clients here and there, but something on a bigger scale. And I know it's there, and I know I bring value to it. I just couldn't figure out how to get it to where I need it to be. So I'm really excited to just, get this business to explode and already have a platform in my mind, and just can't wait to get it on paper and to get, everything that I've had as a vision and on that vision board and all the dreams I had to make it come true. And like Diane, I also would love nothing more than to have a goal within the next 6 months to be able to financially get out of the rental house that we're in with my family. I'm married, I have a husband and 2 boys, and get into our own house with a much larger space, especially since I have 2 teenage boys and I don't want to be on the same floor with them.
I love it. Not on the same floor with your teenage sons. That's a good dream, I can tell you. because I was a teenage boy with my mom, and man, back then in those days, like we weren't just on the same floor, we were in the same room because how crazy things were, and we didn't run each other crazy. You can see why I don't have any here. But anyways, I'll leave that there, and keeping in honor with the time here so we can wrap up. Thank you all so much for sharing. Marjan, thank you. We have just a few more things to share with you guys before we wrap up here. So you've heard from some of our live current clients, and it's awesome. Now we get a chance to show, maybe how one of you can actually become the next millionaire dollar a year business with us in our program here. So if you'd like to become the next $1 million a year business and join, here's one of the calls that we have from one of our Trillionaire Tuesdays with our platinum students and some of our other clients. And obviously we're always having a lot of fun, but these happen every single Tuesday, and every other Wednesday we have mindset, which is basic our wealthy Wednesday, because your wealth is found in your daily routine and how you think, right? How you think affects what you do affects basically what you say affect how you act, and how you act affects the results. So the results create the lifestyle. So our program is simple. This is really not even a sales pitch. We're just going to show you guys what it's about and give you an opportunity. So our Underdog Millionaire Business Accelerator, this is, we're saying here, the last chance to get it for actually 12 months. This is literally a 90-day course that we've expanded here within the first year for 12 months to really just be there and step with everyone step by step to help you build a 7-figure business in 9 to 12 months. We have our Trillionaire Tuesdays you've been hearing so much about. That value alone is over $50,000. The Underdog Unleashed playbook, that value is $2,000. It's literally our playbook step by step by how this goes. So I'm going to go back and forth with this with Afia, because she was the one that helped create the structure of all this in the process. So she's going to tell you guys about a few more. We'll go back and forth, and then we're going to wrap this thing up.
Absolutely. So the Underdog Millionaire VIP Masterclass, that is now Wealthy Wednesday. That is a $5,000 value. That's how much the home study course typically goes for with Dr. Obom. And then the Underdog Den, that is the community that we have. It's a chat with all of the members of the home study course and the Platinum program, where we all get to support each other and hold each other accountable. The Ultimate Underdog Swipe File, those are all that we use to create the content for any funnels that are going to be built, any scripting, all of that is available to our Platinum members as well. And then the Underdog Champion certification is what we are in the process of now with our first round of students. Everything else that's here, Wealthy Wolf Secrets and the Wealthy Wolf Rolodex, has to do with the personal connection to Dr. Obom that you would gain from being a part of this program. So not only would you learn, step by step his philosophies, but you also get to learn how he builds relationships. Some of the people that he knows, depending on what stage you're at in the business, he can connect you to someone that could really make a huge difference in your life. And it's because of what a go-giver he is when it comes to his philosophy with business. The next one, Dr. Obom, I really would love for you to talk about Wolf Camp.
Yeah, so Wolf Camp is basically, let me just pause this. So Wolf Camp is us taking you to boot camp for a week, and we're going to indoctrinate you into the really Dr. Obom's methodology of how to build sick and insane businesses. We'll give you the right mindset. It's going to be a lot of teaching and training, and the methodology is stuff that I've learned from the military and lots of courses. So you spend a week with us, and trust me, it's a very experiential learning process. We got to go to boot camp. Think about it this way. We have reveilles. We wake up just like drill instructors coming and yelling and screaming at you in your face every day in the mornings, and then we work out, we do things, we sit down, we learn, and we have breakfast. We're going to starve you for that day too, for a few of those days. Like actually for us, we're going to actually put everybody on a cleanse for a few days, which helps you cleanse your body, your system, your mind. And really, when your body and your mind is one with each other, you get to be able to produce so much. So not going to give you too many more secrets. There's all kinds of cool stuff we're going to have. Then we're going to have some days where we're going to have some really good food and some really good desserts, because I love dessert. Dessert don't hurt. Not too bad when you plan it and do it right. It is amazing. So, and at each of those wolf camp, my wife's gonna fall in love with this. We're gonna find a way where I can just cook a big. I almost said big ass, but yeah, it's okay. A big batch of curry, so that you guys, so we can break bread and do things together. So we're gonna do so much together, and then we're also gonna sit back on the business side. We're gonna take you through our entire process and our system. So when you walk away, you leave with basically a thumb drive having every single thing, everything that we use to run our business and operate it. You have it with you so that you can run and operate your business. And anytime you look to start or launch a new business, you have those steps with you, right? That's $100,000 program that we're gifting for. Like, the price is going to be insane, especially for those who are already in our course and in our program. So it's really awesome to have that. The value that we say here, it's 20,000, which is what we're going to sell it to our community for, but it's $100,000 program. The other bonus is our top dog slide deck, which you get for, I wasn't even going to go into that, but you get everything that we do for our business that you can really take for yours and put it in a templatize it. The underdog tracking notes, we give you a way to track your business and do all those things. And the rise of the underdog, which is the $3,000 value. Overall, it's over $100,000 worth of value that we're doing for everyone who says yes to the opportunity. If you see it here today, we're not really selling. Our program right now is $10,000. Next year it goes to $50,000. This year it's going to graduate here after we started running ads, and after the next 90 days for $15,000 at the end of the year for 25, and next year it's going to be for the original cost, which is $50,000. Because then again, we go back to sharing the television program, which it's gonna be a 20 episode program, and all our clients now will be featured in there. 10 specific ones will be highlighted, which will blow their business up to a whole other level, which is a whole other level of marketing and sales that you could not pay for only $10,000 over the course of the next 12 months. Then for some of you, if you can't afford the 10,000 right there, we even have payment plans. But for our company, for our business, we actually just connected with a funding source to make funding available. So for some of you says, I can't afford that. If you do want to do it, you can reach out and ask for funding. We have a funding partner. If you're a U.S. resident, it's for U.S. residents only right now, with a credit score of like 620, and you earn 40,000 or more a year. Basically, you can apply for funding. And once approved, that funding, they could fund you with low monthly payments for all the way out from 24 to 36 months. So it's a very small, low payment. The company basically pays us, and then you do a payment there. It's very, very simple. And then for some of you, if you say, listen, even if funding, you may have funding, you can't do it. One of the things we put in for those who want to lock in their price right now to say, you know what, that all sounds great. I don't even know if I'm going to qualify for funding. One of the things Afia and I created was the ability to give you a chance to price lock guarantee that says, you see the opportunity, you want to work with us, but you don't know if you can afford it or not. You can price lock right now for $10,000. It's what we do is we take a non-refundable deposit, and that non-refundable deposit is 500 US. So we take 500 US, and that locks you in for as long as it takes you to be ready to get started. The reason why we did this is there were so many people right now who says, listen, we see what you guys are doing. This blows my mind. I just can't afford to do it. Or I committed to this, and this, or COVID made this or that possible or not possible, but they just wanted to price lock in at 10,000 before we move to 15, 25, and then 50 next year. What that means is they're price locking themselves. And if they come back 2 years from now, we're going to honor that because they made that non-refundable deposit. We have several folks who've already done it. So for any of you, if you want to price lock or get started with us, Afia can put the link in. You guys can go get started. If not, that's it. We really wanted to just share the State of the Union address today. We hope this made complete sense to you. And if it does, in business, you say if it makes sense, it makes dollars too. So we're at the end of the presentation. It's not a sales pitch. We just wanted to give you the opportunity to learn. And if you want to participate with us, Afia, thank you so much. She just put the link in there. If you want to participate with us, you can actually get started from the link that Afia dropped in. And If you'd like to just price lock yourself or find out more about funding, do so, because very soon we're going to be moving from 10 to 15,000, then 25 by September, and then next year is $50,000 for the exact same program, because that's the true value once we get everything here locked up. But thank you all those of you who are already in the UMBA program, for showing up. Congratulations. Thank you so much. That is our first quarterly annual State of the Union address. My name is Dr. Obom Bowen. We help entrepreneurs, coaching professionals, and network marketing professionals build predictable, repeatable, profitable business. If that's you and you got onto this somehow today, reach out to myself or the person that invited you to get back, so they can share with you how you can either price lock, you can use funding, or you can just pay through our payment program to become one of our platinum members and work with us, so we can help you build your business predictably, repeatably, and have profit because you choose to. So with that, before I close out, I'm gonna turn it over to Miss Sophia, see if she has anything to say. Otherwise, we'll be saying so long, farewell. We're here to see you do with you. Sophia?
Once again, my name is Afia Al-Faiz. I would like to thank you all for coming out and spending time with us this evening. That's really about it. We're all about growth. We live our message. We're going to grow from everything that went well and from everything that didn't go well. And that's all I got. So thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Happy Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And we'll see you next quarter.
Awesome. Well, as Forrest Gump would say, that's all I got to say about that. You guys take care. God bless. And we'll see you guys soon. Bye for now.